is done. After over 166 hours of playing Baldur's Gate 3, my first playthrough of this mammoth of a game is done. Now, I know what you might think. Dude, this game released in August, and you just finished your first playthrough now. Fair, but like enjoying a great steak, you don't swallow it whole in one go, you savor it and enjoy every part of it. In the past months, Baldur's Gate 3 has not only won Game of the Year on the Game Awards, which is essentially the Oscars of the gaming industry, it has also won more awards than CEO Sven Vinke can carry. After 166 hours, it's about that time to share my final impressions on Baldur's Gate 3. Let me know how long it took you guys to finish your first playthrough in the comments. Let's get into it. The scale and details in this game are insane. It's a miracle it only took Larian Studios 6 years to develop this game. To paint a picture, this game is called Baldur's Gate 3, but you don't even get to the titular city after several hours of playing. When you actually do get to the city of Baldur's Gate, it took my PC a few moments to load in the entire city with all its assets and NPCs. Each area feels different and unique, from the lush and green starting area of the wilderness to the mysterious Underdark, continuing in the dark shadow-cursed lands, finally arriving in the bustling city of Baldur's Gate. Each map stuffed with NPCs, quests, interactable objects, hidden rooms and mysterious objects. There's literally a discovery waiting to be made around every corner. It's what makes this game such an endeavor. The world feels so alive and so vast that just exploring the world of Baldur's Gate is a game on its own, and we haven't even talked about the story yet. The story takes center stage and grabs the player on a road trip filled with friends and allies to make, enemies to encounter, story decisions to make, murder mysteries to solve, plots to unravel, and romance to experience. Even when you're done, you can play it again and again and have a totally different experience. The amount of work that went into all the story dialogue is mind-blowing. Top actor Jason Isaacs, known from Lucius Malfoy from the Harry Potter movies among other roles, lends his voice to the evil, enigmatic Gortash. Neil Newbon received the award for Best Voice Actor on the 2023 Game Awards for his work on the flamboyant Asturion. Jennifer English, as Shadowheart, has many gamers simping for the beautiful cleric. It's not just the actors, the lines they are given are also superb. Despite the high-stakes dramatic story, there's room for funny dialogue options. Late-game companion Minsk brings the comic relief. Wither's Shakespearean dialogue introduces English words that I have never even heard of. The game doesn't even shy away from spicy lines or 18+ scenes. This is an R-rated game, after all.
How heroic.
The story itself is also a slowly unraveling plot that only becomes clear 1/3 of the way in. The story makes sense and rewards the player that pays attention and doesn't rush it. Who lives and who dies? Depending on what choice you make, the story will be completely different. Do you go with Will and kill Karlach, or do you bring Karlach along as a companion? Does Shadowheart follow the dark tenets of Shar, or does she see the Selûnian light? Do you follow the Emperor or the Githyanki Prince? And finally, do you save the day and kill the Netherbrain, or do you take its power as your own and rule supreme? Personally, I went for the hero and noble choices for the most part, but Breaking Bad is a perfectly acceptable option as well. It's all in the hands of the player, and that's what Baldur's Gate 3 is all about. A game is nothing without solid gameplay features and combat. This game has a lot of things going for it. One of the few things that could be a deterror is the combat style. Baldur's Gate 3 is a CRPG. You don't see a lot of popular CRPGs these days. It's a top-down, turn-based combat style that generally isn't the most dynamic and flashiest combat style, but this could not be any less the case for Baldur's Gate 3. You can zoom in for a close and personal feel. The attacks, especially the magical ones, are visually very eye-catching. It might be turn-based, but it really adds a dimension that most other games don't. Literally everything can be used during battle. Blindly rushing into battle is rarely the way. The most difficult fight was Vaconia. If you don't find a way to deal with the chill and darkness, you'll have a very difficult time against her. Fights like Raphael, Orin or Gortash force you to find a way to make the enemy vulnerable before going for the kill. Turning down this game because the combat is a decision at your own peril, my friend. The classes in the game give you a lot of options as well. Initially you choose one of the 12 classes available to you, but as you level, you can truly make the chosen class your own. A Dead Knight Paladin, a Shapeshifting Druid, or a Beastmaster Ranger. It's all possible. The max level might only be 12, but each level gives you options to buildcraft as you see fit, whether that's stat changes, new spells, skills, or features. As you play and explore, you'll find rare armor and weapons. By the end of the game, I was geared up the wazoo with legendary weapons and armor like Raphael's Helldusk armor and Trident Nirulna, amongst others. It does however mean that some of the big fights at the end of the game become somewhat trivial because you're so overpowered. It's a problem you counter in many games. Final fights like Orin, Gortash and the Netherbrain were still entertaining, but we pummeled them into oblivion because of the legendary gear we had. There's always Tactician mode for that extra challenge though. Some smaller features that deserve mentioning is crafting. I didn't use it a lot because I found more than enough healing potions and other concoctions while exploring, but it's there if you want it. Throughout the game you'll also have multiple dice rolls to clear either dialogue options, unlocking doors, or disarming traps. In the beginning it can be challenging to clear some of these rolls. As you continue the game it becomes easier because you have higher ability points and unlock companions who excel in different abilities. To an extent, of course.
Is it 35? It's oh yeah, that's impossible.
Okay.
That is not possible.
Okay, the game is telling us something, I believe.
Finally, it would be a crime to not talk about the music in this game. Borislav Slavov did an amazing job. Songs as Down by the River or I Want to Live are gems. But my favorite is Raphael's final act, the song that plays during the big fight against the devil himself. Very high stakes and epic with the orchestra. Raphael singing himself makes the song stand out compared to the others.
Hell, hell, hell has its laws. Hell, hell, effect in the cause. Curtain falls, but hold your applause. Squirm, squirm, for now down here come the claws.
At this point, it's pretty clear that I thoroughly enjoyed Baldur's Gate 3. I have never played a game this long for just the first playthrough, and that's coming from someone who takes their time with games. It never got boring or dragged on. Baldur's Gate 3 is a feature-complete game. It's a love letter to gaming, but at the same time a statement against modern game industry that focuses more on monetization like in-game shops and battle passes than the actual game. We can only hope that 2024 gives us a game that comes close to Baldur's Gate 3, and when it does, I'll be there to share my impressions. Until next time.